this is Warhawk Beyond 2040, bringing to you another edition of the wrestling discussion series. And I wanted to share my thoughts on the January 1st edition of WWE Raw, Day 1, involving the return of The Rock and a little reference he made regarding a certain tribal chief. Now, The Rock came out to a massive pop and shocked everybody worldwide, including myself. And he also made quick work of Jinder Mahal, who also made his shocking return to WWE. And The Rock made a reference to Roman Reigns when he said, I feel like partying tonight, maybe going to a casino. Which side of the table do you think I should sit at? On the side or at the head of the table? And that got everybody buzzing and everybody excited about the possibility of The Rock versus Roman Reigns actually becoming a reality. Now, this potential match has been rumoured for a number of years now, and The Rock has never actually dismissed the idea of working with his cousin Roman Reigns. He has always been open to it, but as we all know, the Rock is no longer a full-time WWE wrestler and hasn't been for many years. He's probably the biggest star in Hollywood, certainly the biggest name in movies, and he's just extremely busy. He's always up to something, whether it's work for the NFL or, charity work or movies. The Rock is always up to something and he's in fantastic shape. I think The Rock now is 50 or 51. He's in his early 50s. The Rock is in fantastic shape. I've never seen him look in bad shape. He's always at the top of his game physically. But this is where I have to kind of pour a little bit of damper on the nostalgia of The Rock. The Rock had a run back in 2012 to 2013, and he competed in a number of matches against John Cena and CM Punk. And while it was great to see The Rock back in the ring, mixing it up with two of the biggest names of the modern era, I couldn't help but feel that The Rock looked very gassed, which is understandable because he's a lot older than he was in his heyday. And I felt that The Rock had to be carried in a lot of his matches, especially against CM Punk. And Rock got injured during his match against Cena at WrestleMania 29. And that was pretty much it. We never saw The Rock back in the ring again. Obviously, he would still make little appearances here and there, but as far as competing in a lengthy match, that pretty much came to a grinding halt after WrestleMania 29. Now, the idea of The Rock versus Roman Reigns has been nearly 9 years in the making. Ever since Roman Reigns won the Royal Rumble in 2015, he got absolutely booed. And, The Rock came out to try and pass the torch to him, and that just made things even worse. And the two of them cleaned house. They made quick work of Big Show and Kane. And that was pretty much it. That was all we had in terms of an interaction between Roman Reigns and The Rock. And of course, going back to 2013 when The Shield absolutely destroyed The Rock before his title match against CM Punk. So we've seen a little bit of interaction between these two, but fast forward to more than a decade later, Roman Reigns is a completely different person to when The Rock last was with him. Roman Reigns is quite possibly the biggest heel in the company now. He's held the title for well over 3+ years now, and he's put out some of his best work as the tribal chief slash head of the table, and I think the gimmick has been a real breath of fresh air for Roman Reigns. When WWE were trying to push him as the next big babyface, and he was just drawing nuclear heat for the wrong reasons. So now Roman Reigns has finally got the respect that he deserves. He's the biggest heel in the company. He's got Paul Heyman on his side as his wise man. And, he's on top of the world right now. And he's pretty much defeated everybody that's been put in front of him, except The Rock. Now, the idea of Roman Reigns facing The Rock is very intriguing, but I'm not going to lie, I can't help but feel that this has come way too late now. If there was an opportunity to make this match happen, it should have happened at the peak of the Bloodline storyline. The Bloodline storyline now is pretty much dead in the water. It's been run into the ground, which is a shame, really, because I've really, really enjoyed it. All the twists and the turns, all the jaw dropping moments, the crowd reactions as well has just been some of the best damn TV I've seen on modern WWE television for a really, really long time. And I'm going to be honest, am I excited about seeing The Rock versus Roman Reigns? I love The Rock. It's one of my all time favourites. I like Roman Reigns as well, but it's not really a match I want to see. As I said, if there was the right time to make this match happen, it should have happened at the height of the Bloodline storyline. Obviously, that didn't happen because Rock's a very busy man with a schedule that would make probably everyone's hair fall out, but, be that as it may. But it looks like it could finally happen in 2024. We may actually finally see The Rock versus Roman Reigns for the undisputed Universal title. Now, I think this match should not happen at WrestleMania 40 because I feel that would be totally unfair to Cody Rhodes, who, quite frankly, deserves a rematch and he should be the one to dethrone Roman Reigns and finish his story, as everyone keeps saying. Now, I've heard another possibility. It could be CM Punk maybe face Roman Reigns. I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's on a collision course with Seth Rollins. I think that is the match that they're going to build for WrestleMania 40. Maybe that could headline night one or it could headline night two. Now, I think The Rock has nothing to gain from being the one to dethrone Roman Reigns. I don't see any points because he's not going to stick around. He's not full time anymore. He's a movie star. He's got other priorities. But giving his cousin the rub, putting him over, that makes more sense. That makes absolute sense. Rock puts Roman Reigns over and says, "You're now the head of the table," blah, 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 and acknowledges him as the man. That's what should happen, but this is WWE we're talking about here. They're not always known for doing what the fans want, so time will tell, really. Now, in terms of where this match should take place, I've heard stories it could happen at Elimination Chamber. I think that's a much better call. I think that would definitely add more excitement and interest to a pay per view that not really a lot of people have cared about for many years. So, if you're going to do a huge match, cousin versus cousin, for the title, I think Elimination Chamber makes more sense. Not at WrestleMania 40. I think Cody Rhodes should be the one to dethrone Roman Reigns. I did say a long time ago it should be Jey Uso, but that ship has long sailed now. But I think Cody Rhodes deserves to be the one to finally end the title reign of Roman Reigns. But we'll see, really. But do I like the idea of The Rock versus Roman Reigns taking place? I do, but I'm not entirely too bothered. It should have happened during the peak of the Bloodline storyline. But it's a new match, and it's exciting to see something brand new instead of something we've seen already. So, yeah, it should be interesting. What kind of shape will The Rock be in? ring shape wise. Hard to say really, because I remember he said before, "I'm in shape, but not in ring shape." So if Rock's going to be in ring shape to face Roman Reigns in his prime, then he really needs to step his game up hard. I just think this match doesn't need to happen at WrestleMania 40. I think it should take place at Elimination Chamber. But we'll see, really. But the build up itself, the promos, especially with Paul Heyman in the mix, oh yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. Just to see Heyman and The Rock together, I fully expect to see some epic TV with those two. And I could possibly see Paul Heyman getting a rock bottom because the last time these two interacted with each other was back in 2002 during the Rock versus Brock build up for SummerSlam. So be nice to revisit that little history there with those two. But yeah, the Rock versus Roman Reigns looks like it could finally happen, but I don't think it should happen at WrestleMania 40. I think it should take place at Elimination Chamber. But Rock's made a little reference. Will it go anywhere? Who knows, really. I'm looking forward to hearing what Roman Reigns has to say on SmackDown if he does decide to show up. So that's going to be it from me. I'm going to wrap this up now. How do you feel about the possibility of The Rock versus Roman Reigns? Are you excited to see it? Are you not bothered? Which pay per view do you think it should take place at? Elimination Chamber or WrestleMania 40? Do you see The Rock going over and maybe winning the title? Or do you see him putting his cousin over and giving him a big rub? You know what to do, guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave your thoughts and comments down below, and I will see all of you next time for another edition of the Wrestling Discussion Series. So until then, take care, everybody, and stay safe. And once again, as always, much appreciated. Thanks for listening.